Welcome everyone. My name is Tommy French. I am a senior specialist at CSN Career and Transfer Services Department. When I'm on campus, I'm housed at the Henderson campus. We have been doing CSN Nevada Transfer Week all week. We have been highlighting all the colleges and universities throughout Nevada. We've had messages from UNR, Western Governors, yesterday Nevada State College, and today, last but not least, we will be highlighting UNLV. But first, we have some housekeeping things that we need to get done. First of all, I want to let you know that we will be recording this session, so please be aware of that. Next, make sure that you have your microphones remain on mute unless you're speaking. Also, if you have any questions, please use the chat feature. So click on the chat feature and then you can put your questions in there or raise your virtual hand and it will acknowledge you at that point. But we'll try to hold most of the questions till the end and then we'll acknowledge those questions at the end. If you need to use the closed caption feature, please click on that. So you click on the three little dots and then go down to the closed caption feature so that you can see the information if you need that. Lastly, make sure you relax, don't be afraid to engage and enjoy the workshop. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna introduce Anam Kadir. She's an interim assistant director with UNLV transfer program. She's going to tell you everything there is to know about UNLV and transferring to UNLV.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation regarding the transfer process to UNLV. This presentation is going to be hosted by the UNLV CSN Transfer Program and UNLV Admissions. We're delighted to have you all here. Thank you so much for being so patient. My name is Anam Kadir, and I'm the Interim Assistant Director for the UCTP program. I'm going to be sharing our contact information in the chat, and if you have any questions, you guys can ask those in the chat, and I'll go through and answer as many as I can. If I'm not able to get to your questions, I'll include my email address in the chat as well, too. It's uctp@unlv.edu, so that way you guys can email us. So for today, we're going to begin our presentation by giving a brief introduction to UCTP and the services that we offer. Then we'll go over the admission process. And then finally, we'll wrap up the presentation by... Okay, sorry about that. So like I mentioned, we're going to start the presentation just talking a little bit about our program. So transfer students make up 40% of UNLV student body. That's a lot. And as a team, our goal is to assist those students as they're transferring to UNLV and guide them through the entire process. Despite the pandemic, we've been holding online and phone appointments. In fact, last year we held over 2,800 appointments. And our goal is just to ensure that students are on track in completing their proper associate's degree and aligning that degree with their preferred UNLV major. We use what's called an articulation worksheet during our appointments, and I'll share an example of that with you in a few minutes. We also inform students about the important dates to make sure that as transfer students that they're enrolling on time and getting the proper resources that they need. We also personally connect CSN students with resources available at UNLV as well as at CSN. We also connect students with our TRIO liaison so that way students can get application fee waiver for $60. Also get help filling out the application, as well as if students need assistance with their FAFSA as well too. So we hold a lot of virtual events throughout the year. We also participate in a lot of CSN virtual events as well too. Where we host transfer workshops. We actually had one today specifically for pre-health majors. Overall, our goal is just to make the transfer process as seamless as possible for CSN students. So our team is pretty small, but we do a lot. So let's start off with introducing our director. That's LaQuanda Cole. I'm the interim assistant director. We have Janet Law Hollinger, who's our senior transition advisor, and our new advisor, Arusha Megoda. So I shared with you guys a little bit about how we help students figure out what major that they can do. I'm going to be sharing a document, a folder with you guys in the chat, which will show you which major to do at CSN for the major you're interested in at UNLV. So I'm giving you an example here. So students that are interested in going into any business major at UNLV, we recommend them to do the Associates of Business. So during our appointments, we do share what's called an articulation worksheet with students. What this sheet does is it shows you which courses you can take at CSN that align with UNLV. We also share, advantages of students finishing their associate's degree. Usually the multicultural and international requirement does get waived for students that are going to be completing their associate's degree. We also cover major specific information with you too. So depending on what major you want to go into, GPA requirements can be different, and course requirements can be different as well. So when you come see us, we'll share that with you specific for your major. And then we also share the transfer agreement for you. This is a great resource for students that will show you which courses students can do at CSN, and then what will it look like once they transfer over to UNLV. So it just gives you a full picture for your 4-year plan. And I'll also share our appointment, our link for our how to schedule an appointment with us. So if you go onto our website, you can click on book an appointment. That's an easiest way for you to schedule an appointment with us. The other option is also going on CSN's website, selecting UNLV Transfer Center, scrolling down to book an appointment, and then you can book an appointment with any of our transition advisors, as well as Laura, who's our admission liaison.
All right. Thank you, Anam. That was fast, actually. Okay, so welcome to UNLV, the very short presentation. Obviously, you're here because you're interested in your, neighbor university. So here you are. You're gonna learn a little bit more about it today. Okay, so I'm gonna start this presentation a little different than we start our, regular presentation. Obviously, it's a little shorter. So I'm going to start by introducing some of the academics at UNLV. So we do have 10 academic colleges that are ranked nationally and internationally. You may have guessed which one is ranked internationally already. Obviously, our hospitality major degree, it is at this point is fighting for number 2. I know actually is number 2 at this point in the world. So we do have over 300 undergraduate and graduate majors. We do have some unique offerings. What I always like to talk about is the entertainment engineering degree within the College of Engineering. It is offered, I believe, at about 26 other institutions across the US. So we are pretty unique, and we do have great internship opportunities just because, of the Las Vegas trip being, just around the corner and so on. We are we are ranked tier 1 research institution. And then we are actually the second most diverse university in the country. Thank you. So now going on into the admission requirements. So going on to the admission requirements for CSN transfer students, we do have some perks. However, if you are trying to transfer over to UNLV before you earn an associate degree from CSN, you do have to have at least a 2.5 GPA in transfer work. Students that have completed less than 24 transferable credits, they must submit a high school transcript for evaluation purposes. Now, if you have earned an associate degree at CSN or at any other NC institution, but for the purposes of this presentation at CSN, you do not have to worry about your GPA. You are guaranteed admission into UNLV. If you, let's say you've applied and you've been denied because you are earning this associate degree at the end of this term, you will have to actually contact me directly. And I will work with you to get a reconsideration for admissions. So transferable credits. Now, everyone wants to know, even before they submit an application, will my credits transfer? How many credits will transfer? How will they count? And so on. So college level coursework from regionally accredited institution will transfer to UNLV. Now, because you're coming from a community college, you may have taken remedial or vocational coursework. I do have a couple of examples in here of what is not transferable over to UNLV. So remedial courses, those courses that are coded with a 0 in front of it, so they're not 100 level or up, and their academic courses, those will not transfer to UNLV. So for example, math 95, or for vocational courses such as EMT courses. Classes repeated at the same institution, so for you at CSN, we will exclude the first attempt from your transfer evaluation when you transfer over. So let's say you took Communication 101 and you received a C the first time, and then you repeated this course at CSN and you received an A. We will exclude that C out of the evaluation and your GPA, your transfer GPA. So that will not be counted, only your A will be counted. Now, for more information on how your courses transfer over to UNLV, obviously you have a great resource in the UNLV CSN Transfer Center. But if you want to be really prepared and ask them tough questions right there, you can go ahead and sign into Transferology, so transferology.com, or you go on under unlv.edu, and in the magnifying glass, you just simply put Transferology. Is going to take you to the page. You can input all your coursework, course by course in there after you've created your free account, and then you can see how your courses transfer over, and then you can go ahead and ask questions. Go meet up with Anav and ask her tough questions, right, Anav? So paying for college, obviously it is important to know how prepared you are to actually pay for college. You may all know that, four-year institution, it's a little bit more expensive than community college, but don't worry, we do offer, great financial aid opportunities here at UNLV. So I am not sure how many of you are actually attending CSN as out-of-state students, but you could see the out-of-state cost, and that is for the academic year. So that includes a student who is enrolled in at least 15 credits per semester. So for the academic year, for fall and spring term would be a total of about 30 credits. For an out-of-state student would be an estimated of over $24,000, which is a lot better than other out-of-state institutions coming from out-of-state, or even better than some in-state institutions in some states. Now, for in-state, the tuition is an estimate of $8,600 per academic year, so about $4,300 per semester with 15 credits load. Now, the financial aid can come in different types. So we do have FAFSA. That is very important. So you do have to apply for FAFSA every single year. It is recommended to apply for FAFSA by October 1st, so you can have everything verified by the federal government, and when you are admitted into UNLV, we actually are able to pull your FAFSA and start either verification if you're selected for that, or working on packaging you for the semester. Now, we do have scholarships for transfer students, are largely departmental, but they are not absent. And then we do advise transfer students to consider on-campus employment. You may think, oh, I'm a transfer student, I don't have the same opportunities as a first year. That is not true. You do have a lot of opportunities. And then we also have tuition payment plan available. Now, just keep in mind that about 70% of UNLV students do receive some form of financial aid. That was talked about previously. You can move on. Thank you. Now, application and application deadline. I know I've had that question already in the chat, so we're just gonna go ahead and go over really quick. So apply online, unlv.edu/admission/transfer, or simply unlv.edu and admissions. Just click on the admissions tab. It's gonna take you to the application. The application type, so you will come through as a transfer student. And I just want to touch base on the application type, just because I've noticed a lot of students have a little bit of a difficulty with answering those questions. So for you, because you are a transfer student, it's a matter of how you answer your questions. It's going to ask you if you've taken college credits level after you've graduated high school. So obviously you have to put that yes. And that is outside of earning IB or AP courses. So make sure that you read the questions thoroughly and you answer them thoroughly. Obviously, if you have any kind of questions or you're not sure how to answer those questions, you can again shoot me an email. At this point in time, I am your only point of contact at UNLV. So it's me. You saw me, now you know how, you know who I am. So you can contact me. After you've submitted your application, start submitting all of your official transcripts. If you've attended institutions outside of UNLV, you do have a couple of options of how to request those transcripts to be submitted. They can be requested electronically or regular mail. Again, let me know if you have any questions, if you don't know where to find the UNLV address and all that stuff, and I will email it to you. However, it is important to know that NSHE to NSHE electronic request of CSN transcript is free of charge. So you simply go under the CSN website and just type in, request official transcript. Is going to guide you through this request, and you should not be paying for the submission of this transcript to UNLV. Shortly after you submit your application, you will receive a couple of emails from our IT desk. Make sure that you, revise those emails and log into your MyUNLV. Keep in mind that you should have the same NSHE ID as you have at CSN. So the NSHE ID carries with you everywhere you attend within an NSHE institution. If you have a different NSHE ID, if those emails come through and you have a different NSHE ID than what you have at CSN, you need to let me know right away, because that is not the ID that you should have. So this is about the end of this presentation. So this is my contact information. I'm the transfer admission counselor. My email address, laura.jewel@unlv.edu. You can also call me. Please leave me a message. If you call me, it will take me a longer time to respond to your voice message than most probably will take me to respond to your email. Now, if you feel that you want to email the general transfer email, you can do that as well. I do monitor that email mostly. I do have some help though, and I have one of the individuals who's helping me right here. I'm ready to answer some of your questions as well. And you could actually come for a full-on 45 minutes to an hour presentation. It's gonna be hosted by myself. So if you don't like my voice, don't come, but no, just come. You're gonna learn more about UNLV, and I do have Rebel recruiters present with me in all of these presentations. So it's good to just learn a little bit more about their experiences as students at UNLV. So if you want, just come on. I'm not the only one who is hosting presentations. We do have all of our other colleges that are hosting presentations. We do have our virtual calendar here, unlv.today/events. You can go ahead and choose your event that you want to attend. You can register for it. You're gonna receive a link for that, and you take it from there. I do offer every other week a next steps presentations for students that have been admitted into UNLV. So pretty much is teaching you what your next steps after you've accepted your admissions are. Pretty much, accept your admission, create your, ACE ID, activate your Rebel Mail, and then meet with an academic advisor at UNLV. Very important steps, if you want a smooth transition into UNLV. So with that being said, this presentation is over. Again, if you have questions, I will be available to answer